I saw some graffiti the other day. It was right here in Wicker Park. It was done in spray paint, and it said, "Nothing shocks me anymore, unless, of course, there's no more war." It was attributed to the author. It said, "Signed, the last American poet." He's the last one, guys. Hey, guys, you know poetry? I'm gonna kind of go ahead and put the last word in on that. Yeah, it's like an art form, I guess. Kind of predates the written word, and it's been an integral part of every culture, of every civilization since the dawn of man. I'm going to go ahead and kind of put a cap on that. Well, because all the greats are dead, you know what I mean? Fucking Bukowski, Homer, everybody, man. They're all dead. I mean, except for me, obviously. I'm still here, still kicking it. I'm gonna get a few more punches in there. Had a couple of points I wanted to bring up about just about human nature and how, historically speaking, wars happen. Nobody's really touched on that yet. The last American poet. And his poem, once again, was "Nothing shocks me anymore, unless, of course, there's no more war." It's not a good poem. It's not even really a good sentence. There's no more war. There's a contraction for there is. So we're in the present tense in this poem. And I assume that he means he would be surprised if there were no more war in the future. But I don't know that for sure. Maybe this guy truly doesn't know if there are any wars happening right now. But he would be surprised if there weren't any. He heard it on good authority that there are some wars going on. The last American poet. Why sign it at all? Why not be anonymous? Let your message speak for itself. I'll tell you why. Because in this sick fuck's twisted mind, he thinks that the world is going to come looking for the last American poet. And I'll tell you what, that's exactly what I did. I Googled the last American poet. Found a book that had been published, self-published on Amazon. You can get it for your Kindle or whatever. The book is called The Last American Poet by author's name. I've changed his name for tonight. And I'm not 100% sure that it's the same guy, but I know that this guy is from Chicago, lives in Chicago, and I'm pretty sure it's the same guy. Let me show you why. This is, I want to read you the product description of this book. Product description as listed on Amazon. The Last American Poet. Part autobiography, part Cadillac. All poetry. If anything is misspelled, it isn't. If any questions go unmarked, they are duly noted. If there are any missing exclamation points and or periods, that's it. I'm done with this one. Go capitalize yourselves. I swear to God. I swear to God, this is all true. So I take a look at that. I go down to the About the Author section. Nicholas Conlon was born in Chicago. Without elaborating on that too much, he was born in the infirmary of a penitentiary in a town that didn't exist. And honestly, I think that is elaborating too much, if I'm being frank. Nicholas grew up in Chicago, raised by a single mother and older sister of 7 years, 364 days. Jesus Christ. Growing up in Chicago, Nicholas learned everything on the streets, in a meat and potato, beer and shot, guns, gangs, and athletics type of atmosphere. I don't know why he included athletics in that list. I assume maybe he played football in high school or something, so he wanted to tie that in. Nicholas was also well educated in the Catholic school system, finally finishing his education at Southern Illinois University, majoring in theater. I don't know why he told us that either, unless he just wanted to immediately discredit his claim of growing up on the streets that he made one sentence earlier. The type of work Nicholas does is beautiful from afar, but up close it's dirty, torn, ripped, two-dimensional, / demented. Couple of things here. First of all, he didn't type a /, he wrote the words /. And secondly, he just described his own work as two-dimensional. And that's not a good thing. I guess he doesn't know what that word means. And I thought that was so crazy that he would use it not knowing what it means, that it made me think, maybe I'm the crazy one. Maybe I don't know what it means. So I looked up the definition for two-dimensional when used to describe a work of art, and I found this. Two-dimensional, lacking depth or substance, superficial. So he says his work is two-dimensional. To his credit, he is correct about that. He hit the nail on the head with that one. So this next part is a quote from himself. Quote himself here. And when I was reading this, I thought clearly he wrote this whole paragraph himself, and I got to the quote and I thought, okay, maybe he wanted to create the illusion that somebody else wrote this and then they quoted him at the end. But then here's this quote. He says, "If I could talk like I write, if I could sing like I dance, if I could paint like I screw," I swear to God, "then I wouldn't be here giving my own artist statement. I'd pay some slag a few $100 to make me look good. But I can't, so you got this." Now, 3 times in this About the Author, he references growing up in Chicago. And now he wants to pay some slag a few $100. If I ever meet this son of a bitch, I'm punching him in his big stupid face. So I read all that. I gotta check out the reviews, right, of this book, right? You gotta look at the reviews. There's 4 reviews, all 5-star reviews. So the results are in, man. The critics have spoken. Here's review number 1. This is a disclaimer. I know Nicholas Conlon. In 2001, my friend Dame Margot Contessa de Montaigne, a professional masseuse and all-around good-time girl. I hate him already. I hated him for the 5-star review. for a book I haven't read and never will, but I hate him more now. So this good time girl, called me and invited me to see a gay play at the Tiffany Theater in Los Angeles. The drama starred gay porno icon Ryan Idle. The play had a successful run in Chicago. There was lots and lots of full frontal nudity. Mr. Idle's co-star and love interest in the play was a young Chicago actor named Nicholas Conlon. After the show, and against my better judgment, we hovered in the lobby. Nicholas ambled into the lobby first and languished at the bar, exuding a definite "don't talk to me" attitude. I obliged him. Several weeks later, I was having dinner with Dame Margot at a hip gay restaurant in West Hollywood. Gay plays, gay restaurants. This guy go to anything that's not gay? If you slap the word gay on front of this guy's gonna be there. So he's at this restaurant. Our waiter was Nicholas Conlon. That's showbiz, kids. Somehow we connected. After failing to land the starring role in a television series, which he conceived, Nicholas fled Hollywood. I swear to God, I'm not making up a word of this. You can look all of this up online. Nicholas fled Hollywood and moved back to Chicago, where he writes and paints. Overlook the poor grammar and spelling errors. They're just part of the man. And that's it. That's not really much of a review. It's a weird story about how he met, and then at the end he's like, oh, the guy can't spell, he doesn't know grammar. Interesting that he would choose poetry as an art form, which is sort of supposed to be the mastery of a language, and yet this guy seems to struggle with its most basic concepts. I started to wonder if he wrote this himself, because it's a little bit self-serving. It's just kind of a list of things he's done, and then it's like, don't worry about his fucking elementary spelling. Okay, so review number 2 on this. Review number 2 begins like this. I'll begin this with another disclaimer. I still know Nicholas Conlon. I checked the usernames. Sure enough, same jackass wrote a second fucking review. But I thought, all right, the first one didn't really review the book much. Maybe the second one will be a more traditional review that I am used to, where you talk about the book. Let's read on. I spent the worst 4th of July with Nicholas a few years ago. We spent the holiday with my friend Tina, who had an ulterior motive. She lives in Malibu, just feet from the beach. She invited us to a barbecue. I was invited because I had a car and I can cook, which I did, while Nicholas and Tina frolicked on the beach. I know they frolicked because I could watch them from the balcony. What the fuck? She may have gotten into them too, since I was distracted for about 10 minutes. That's a convenient amount of time to be distracted. Amazon, man. But is 10 minutes really enough time for sex on the beach? Like from soup to nuts? Because they gotta realize that this creep isn't watching, and then I imagine it starts with some kissing, and then the bathing suits come off, then there's the actual boinking section of the ordeal. I don't know, 10 minutes. If he can do all that in 10 minutes, all I can say is I wish I could paint like he screws. That's me. After squinting to see fireworks miles and miles away, Nicholas and I left. Good time was had by 2. I was not one of the 2. This jackass just wrote 2 goddamn reviews. Not in one of them does he discuss the book. Okay. 2 more reviews. They're both shorter. Review number 3 says this: original, nuts, heartwarming, and ridiculous. To avoid trouble, keep this book away from children and babies. Why do you have to add babies to that? I want to get on here and write my own review that says, don't give this book to a baby. They don't know how to read. And then he ends it with, Nicholas is a great guy. So if you're keeping score, we got 3 reviews written by 2 people, and both of them are friends of his, apparently. One final review, and this one does not claim to know the guy, and yet this one is the one I suspect he wrote himself the most. It says, read between the lines and it will hit you in your face like a baseball bat. I recommend it to those looking to wake up. I want to write a parody to this one as well that says, read on the lines and it will hit you on your face like a soft pillow. I recommend it to those looking to go to sleep.